So right now you have HealthFlex, and you've heard we're going to the HealthFlex exchange. So what I'd like to do is hopefully alleviate some fears right off the bat. I'm going to go through an agenda of how we're going to go through the material today. You have in your packet it's right in the middle of the packet, a handout of all of the slides that I'm going to present today. I hope that you find that very helpful. Additionally, in your folder, as is necessary, I will draw your attention to the materials and we'll go through those materials. This is your workshop. What I would like for you to do is feel free to ask questions along the way, because if you have a question over here, somebody's thinking of that question over there, all right? And if you have a personal question or a personal, something that you want answered, I would hope that maybe you could wait till after the presentation. I am here as long as needed. I'm here to answer your questions and hopefully alleviate any fears you have. So let's start off with the agenda. And what we're going to do is show a video, and then slides will come after the video presentation. So the agenda today is, what are your plan choices? Well, hopefully to alleviate maybe a little bit of fear, right now, the conference offers 2 medical plans. You know them as a PPO plan and a CDHP, a consumer-driven health plan. Those are the 2 we offer today. We will continue to offer those 2 plans, but we're going to add 4 additional plans for your selection. Now, the PPO plan, on our presentation, you won't see the word PPO. It's going to be labeled by a letter and a number. It is now referred to as the B1000. The CDHP plan that we currently have will now be referred to as the C2000. On the left side of your folder, you will see a half sheet of paper. I'm going to be talking about HRAs, HSAs, FSAs, co-insurance deductibles. This is just a kind of a cheat sheet for you. I don't expect you to know all the terms. I don't expect you to remember them all, but I have given you a resource in case you need it. We're going to talk about what is a premium credit. Well, that's kind of going to be the way that you, the participant, are going to pay your portion of health insurance. We're going to talk about health savings accounts, ones that are attached to particular medical plans. And once we tell you all the plan choices, how you can pay for it, then we're going to give you a decision support tool called Alex to help you make your decision in selecting a medical plan, as well as we're offering 3 dental plans and 3 vision plans. And then the last part will be, what do I do, when is open enrollment, and how do I go about that? So bear with me. It is a little bit of a long presentation. Get up, move around, ask your questions. Okay, are we ready?
HealthFlex Exchange. Health insurance provides a safety net to limit how much you have to pay if you or a family member is injured or becomes ill. It also helps finance the care needed to maintain good health. 6 options are available, so you can choose the value and peace of mind that best fit your needs. HealthFlex Exchange is a group health plan designed for United Methodist Church clergy, affiliated lay employees, and their families. This approach to choosing health coverage gives you choice, flexibility, and control over how you pay for health care, while helping the church facilitate health coverage for clergy and lay workers. HealthFlex Exchange offers a high-quality network of doctors, hospitals, pharmacies, and other providers. You will also be able to choose from multiple dental and vision benefit options. You will have access to a comprehensive, award-winning well-being program that includes incentive opportunities. There are health screenings, an activity program, numerous support tools, and so much more that can help you take the healthiest path through life. These are key to the HealthFlex commitment to well-being. HealthFlex Exchange puts you in control of your plan selection. With our online support tools, view side-by-side plan comparisons so you can choose the plan that you think best suits your family needs and financial risk tolerance in the case of emergencies. Welcome to HealthFlex Exchange.
So HealthFlex Exchange, let me orient you to the images that you will see in your brochures in both symbols and colors. You will notice in your brochures that each medical plan is denoted by an apple. So there's 6 medical plans. We'll talk about each one of those, but the apple is the symbol for the medical plan. And then the leaf on the apple, which is a colored leaf based on the plan, tells you if there is a health savings account that comes with the plan. You will have colors on the apples. The gold colors on the apples represent the medical plans that have the higher premiums but lower out-of-pocket costs. The silver and the bronze apple plans have lower premiums but higher out-of-pocket costs. And then we're going to talk about a premium credit and what your contribution is for the health insurance. So what is the same about HealthFlex Exchange as opposed to what you have now, HealthFlex? Well, there's quite a bit. So right now, you have Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois as your carrier. That's going to be the same, no matter what plan you choose. You will have OptumRx as your pharmacy. Again, the same pharmacy carrier. VSP will be your vision carrier, should you choose vision. Cigna would be your dental carrier, should you choose dental. And we still have United Behavioral Health. All plans have the same networks as you currently have now, and you have the same wellness incentives as you currently have now. So those are the same across the board. So what is different? More choices. We're going from 2 medical plans to 6, and then adding vision and dental. What we are trying to do is give you more flexibility in choosing a plan, and then also more support in how you would choose a plan. The next video is going to give you a little bit more detail about the 6 medical plans we are offering. What I will tell you for reference is, again, what you know as the PPO is the B1000. What you know as the CDHP is the C2000 Gold. We will introduce a C3000 Silver, and then 3 high deductible health plans.
You will have 6 HealthFlex medical plans to choose from. 3 of the options are referred to as HSA plans. They are paired with a health savings account. 2 plans are referred to as HRA plans. They are paired with health reimbursement accounts. There is also a traditional plan, the B1000, which in most cases does not include either type of account. Both types of accounts cover medical expenses with allocated money on which you don't pay taxes. There are differences in how each plan works. All HealthFlex plans cover eligible well-person services in full with no out-of-pocket cost to you, including annual checkups and age-appropriate immunizations and screenings. But there are important differences in how these plans cover other services, like doctor visits, hospital care, and prescriptions. With the HSA plans, you will have to pay the full discounted costs for all services, including pharmacy, until you have paid your deductible. If you have covered dependents in one of the HSA plans, the deductible will be the family deductible, even if only one person has expenses. And with the HRA plans, you pay the full discounted cost of medical services only, until you have paid your deductible. Then the plan starts paying a percentage. For pharmacy and behavioral health expenses, the plan will pay for part, even if you haven't met the deductible. And with the traditional B1000, you will pay a fixed co-payment for some services like office visits, emergency care, and medications. But for other services, you will have to pay the full cost until you have paid the deductible. Each HealthFlex medical plan includes medical, prescriptions, and behavioral health coverage. Each plan offered is available to every participant, and overall, none are better or worse than the others. There are just options. You choose the plan that best suits your health and financial needs and how high you'd like your safety net to be. Some have lower premiums and higher out-of-pocket costs. Others have higher premiums and lower out-of-pocket costs. The choice is yours.
So we know that the medical plans are denoted by the apples, and we talked a little bit about the colors of the apples. What I want to bring to your attention now are the leaves on the apples, and we'll start with the B1000. The B1000 has an orange leaf. It does not come with a health savings plan. If you have a PPO right now, you know that it does not come with a health savings plan. The C2000 and C3000 have a blue leaf with the letters HRA. That is a health reimbursement arrangement. That's what the plan comes with. It comes with money for you to use toward deductibles. And then the three plans that begin with the letter H, the high deductible plans, the H1500, the H2000, and the H3000 all have the letters HSA attached. Those come with a health savings account. Just a note, the H1500 and the H2000 do come with funds. The H3000 does not. And HSA is a plan that you can also contribute money to yourself. So that's just a brief overview of those plans. As Keith said, and as the video said, there is no good or best plan. If you were to say, Kelly, what's the best plan I could choose? I can't answer that, because you have to look at what you and your family's needs are, and also you have to look at your financial picture in order to choose a plan. Again, just a brief review. If there is a higher monthly premium, you pay less for your billed services. If there's a lower monthly premium, you usually pay more for your services. So let's talk about what is a deductible, what is coinsurance, and what are out-of-pocket maxes. All HealthFlex plans work like this. They all have a deductible. A deductible is something that you pay. You can use flexible spending money to pay those deductibles. If you choose a C2000 or C3000 plan, you can use your HRA money to pay for those. Or if you choose any of the high deductible health plans, you can use your HSA money to pay for your deductible. Once you meet your deductible, then your coinsurance kicks in. You may be familiar with a PPO is 80-20 split. The insurance pays 80, you pay 20. That is your coinsurance, that split. You pay a part of that, a percentage of that, and you pay that until you meet your OOP, your out-of-pocket maximum. Once you reach that out-of-pocket maximum, the plan pays all of the covered expenses. Are there any questions on the yes?
Do you know what the FSA for 2019, what the maximum is?
As of right now, it hasn't changed, but we're not to December yet, or even the very beginning of January, so it's still $2,650 as a max, but the IRS or whoever changes that could still change that, okay? Yes, so it depends if you're a single or if you are a family. Is that what you're referring to? Right, so you would have to meet that, right. The same applies, but with the other plans, I can't tell you individually what each plan has. So what I suggest is whatever plan you're looking at, you can go to HealthFlex WebMD, and each plan summary is there. And that'll give you the detail that you need for each plan. Any other questions right now? All right, the only caveat to this is if you have a PPO or B1000 plan, you know that you're familiar with co-payments. That's the only exception to the deductible coinsurance out of pocket. If you have co-payments, they can be due before or after the deductible is met. That already happens for you, but not after you're out of pocket. So once you meet your out of pocket, there is no longer a copay. That's no different than what you have now. So just to review, all plans have a deductible that has to be met, co-insurance that you must pay. You have 100% coverage on in-network wellness and preventative services. How many of you know that you have that benefit? Great. That is something you should be using, and that is going to continue no matter what health plan you select. There is an out-of-pocket max on all of the plans. And again, the same provider network and the same drug formularies as you currently have. In your folder on the right-hand side, you will see a brochure, and it's called How Do I Choose a Health Plan? If you open it up, it kind of falls right to where the staples are in the middle, and you'll see a chart that's very similar to the one on the screen. I want to orient you to this chart because this is a summary of all of the plans that we're offering, all of the medical plans, and how to read that chart. If we start on the right-hand side with the B1000, that is in the orange, and we see health account funding over here on the left side. There is no health account that comes with the B1000, but you'll see for the HRA plans there is, and for 2 of the 3 HSA plans there is funds that come with that. And you might say, well, what kind of funds do we get? Well, it's part of the plan. So if you chose the C2000 plan and you're a single person, you would receive $1,000 on an Orange WageWorks card, like a debit card, that's loaded with $1,000. That is a part of that particular plan. You don't pay for it, it comes with your plan. You can use that $1,000 for any deductibles that you might have to reimburse yourself. But the neat thing about an HRA is you can roll that over if you don't use it. The HSA plans, again, the 1,500 and the 2,000 each have savings accounts as well. And you'll see that the HSA plan, the H3000 does not. It does not come with a health savings account loaded on a card. However, the difference between the HSA and the HRA plans are, the HSA plans, you as the participant through payroll deduction can contribute to your own health savings account. An HRA, you cannot contribute to that account. So the C2000 plan and the C3000 are in blue, and the HSA plans are in green, and you'll denote that by the leaf. I just want to make sure you understand the color coding. Yes?
Just to get it clear in my mind, HSA, you can contribute.
Yes.
HRA, you cannot.
Correct.
However, HRA will roll over.
Both will roll over.
Both will roll over.
They both will roll over, and for both types, there is no limit. Okay? We'll go into it in more detail, but just another note, an HSA plan will stay with you no matter what. An HRA plan may not be able to stay with you depending on what happens if you terminate employment with the UMC. Okay? All right, so we're going to go drop down to the next box, the pinkish one here. Deductible, this is what you pay. So you want to look at that when you're making your determination of a plan. What is the deductible? And what I will also draw your attention to is you might just say, based on that, boy, I'm going to choose the B1000. That only has a $1,000 deductible. And that is true. But again, if you look at for an example, the C2000, for a single person, the deductible is $2,000. That's a whole other $1,000 more than the B1000. But you get $1,000 in a health reimbursement account. So really, it's nets to $1,000. Just a different way to look at that. Your co-insurance is listed here by plan. Again, that's what you pay after your deductible is met. And then the next box is out-of-pocket max. What are those, the most that you are going to have to pay? What is not on your brochure is this pharmacy benefit highlight, and that's what I want to draw your attention to because that's another difference. For the B1000 and the HRA plans, for pharmacy, you pay a copayment. But if you should choose an HSA plan, you have to meet the deductible first before you pay a copay for pharmacy. So that's a consideration.
Can you explain that again, please?
Yes. Do you have a PPO plan right now? Okay. So when you go to the pharmacy, do you pay a certain amount of money for your prescription?
We get it through the mail, yes.
Okay. So you pay we'll call it a flat rate. That is true in the B1000 and the HRA plans. There's a fixed rate. In the HSA plans, there is not a fixed rate until you meet your deductible of that plan. So if we look at the H1500 for a single person, you have to meet a $1,500 deductible before you're going to have a copay on your pharmacy of $15.
So in other words, if my bill is $400 a day, I have to pay that until I reach $1,500.
You do. Correct.
You have preloaded $750 to the card.
Right. But you have $750 here to spend. I know. Yes.
Going back to where you're saying about the deductible
Yes.
with the C2000. So if you, I just want to make sure I'm correct in this. So the deductible is 2,000, and does that 1,000 that you have on your WageWorks card, that counts as the first 1,000 of the deductible?
If you use it to pay for that, yes, absolutely.
So if I use $1,000 on that, then I only have another 1,000 to pay before I reach the
That is correct. And that's just the analogy I want to draw because, our eyes go to the lowest number right away. And what I want to let you know is maybe look at things a little bit differently. I know that was kind of quick. Does anybody have any questions on how to read this? Yes?
For the pharmacy deductible, there's not a separate deductible. That's included in like the 1,500.
Yes. There's not a separate one. It is part of the deductible you see up here. Correct. Yes.
Maybe I should ask you my question later because I'm a little confused, but you mentioned that you might not be able to keep the HRA if you.
Right. So I can talk to that now. I mean, we're going to have a slide on it, so you'll hear it again. So an HRA stays with you unless you terminate employment with the UMC. Okay. Oh, so if you retire, you're not terminating. If you retire under the UMC, that goes with you.
Okay.
Yes.
My question is, my spouse is the pastor. He's older than me. He retires, and I have HRA. Then he stays with you, and I would have to get insurance elsewhere.
Not necessarily. So let me speak to that briefly. Currently, if you retire, so let me give you an example. You are, well, we'll use yours. He'll be 65? No? All right.
But I was trying to figure it out because he's.
Okay, I'll do two different ones. You retire July 1, you're not 65. You can stay on the conference health insurance up to age 65, but you pay the full cost of the premium.
Right now it's like $14,000, correct?
Well, we'll talk about that. No.
About 17.
Right. So, yes. So, you would pay the full cost. Now, when you turn 65, oh, and let me say this, you don't have to stay on the conference health insurance. We would never penalize you if you find a less expensive way to have health insurance until you reach age 65. Once you reach the age of 65, say you're not on our insurance, you have that one time to come back. I keep a record of everybody who's going to turn 65, and if you're not on our insurance, and if you are on our insurance, you're going to get a letter and material from me saying, you're going to turn 65, this is what you need to do. You need to sign up for Medicare Part B and Part A, okay? And this is only if you're retired. B and A, only if you're retired at that point, okay? And then, right now, we currently offer a supplement through a third-party vendor called Via Benefits. They used to be called One Exchange. And what the conference gives you to help pay for that supplement is an HRA. So if you had an HRA and you had funds left, yes, those carry through. It's only not true if you terminate employment. And by terminate means you leave the church and not as a retiree. So plan similarities and differences. And I know there's a lot of dots on this page, but what it's supposed to portray is what is the same about the plans. Preventative services, out-of-pocket maxes, inpatient and outpatient medical services, and the network of services are all the same. So now down here we start to see some differences, and where we see the differences are on things you're probably going to use more every day. Doctor, urgent care, and ER visits, so how are they handled? If you choose the B1000 plan, you're familiar with that right now, it's a co-payment. That's what you will pay. But for HRA and HSA plans, for doctor, urgent care, and ER visits, the co-insurance is due after the deductible is met. You must meet the deductible first, and then your co-insurance pays. Okay? We talked about the pharmacy difference. Again, the B1000 and HRA plans, you pay a co-payment or co-insurance before your deductible is met. But for the HSA plans, you must meet the deductible first, and then the co-payment or co-insurance is next. For mental health outpatient counseling, they all act a little bit differently. For the B1000, again, a fixed co-payment. For the HRA, you pay co-insurance before your deductible is met. And then lastly, for the HSA plans, you pay co-insurance, again, after the deductible has been met. And it's based on the fact of what you're paying for these premiums of these medical plans. Another way to look at these, and if you don't like the dots, which I personally don't care for, here's another way to look at the same information. Medical visits, urgent care, and then how you would pay for those. Those are on your slides. So in the right-hand side of your folder, you're going to see a page that has dental information and also one with vision. So if you want to get those out, we're going to go over those as well. Something to consider if you are considering dental and or vision. Whoever you cover on your medical plan, you must cover if you choose dental and or vision. So if you have a family of 5 and you're on the family plan, but only one of you really needs dental, you can't sign up for the single dental. It has to be whatever you sign up for medical. Cigna Dental is the carrier for the dental insurance. You will not receive a card in the mail should you choose dental. You can go to your HealthFlex WebMD account and print a card off at your leisure, or if you don't know where to go or you can't find the way to do that, you can call our health team at WestPath and they can assist you in getting that information. If you want to find an in-network dentist, you would go to Cigna.com, put in your zip code, and you should be able to find an in-network dentist in your area. So we're offering 3 plans. 2 are listed as passive PPOs. One is a PPO 1000, one is a PPO 2000. What passive PPO means is it's the same whether your dentist is in-network or out of network. You have the same benefits. So here in the 1000, you have a $1,000 maximum annual benefit. In the PPO 2000, there's a $2,000 maximum annual benefit. And then the third plan is a PPO, and that has $2,000 maximum in-network benefit and another $1,000 maximum out-of-network benefit. One of the things, if you should choose a dental plan, that you can do is preventative care. If you have your twice-a-year teeth cleaned, then you can earn another $150 toward your benefit per year, up to a threshold of $450 in the third year. I know this is small on here, but you do have it on your handout. Those are deductibles and different restorative care, both basic and major, and orthodontia that this dental insurance does cover, and it tells you what the plan pays for each of those plans. Orthodontia is only up to age 19. And then the rates for dental plans by tier and by plan. And I have it listed there by month. And that's in your handout as well. Are there any questions on dental? Just something for you to consider, should you need dental or want dental. All right, we're going to move on to vision then. There are 3 plan choices for vision. One is called exam only, and just so you know, you always have had the option of doing that during open enrollment. It's called exam core. There is no cost to you to select that. I think some of you have it, some of you don't. What that covers is an eye exam and gives you a little bit of a discount on your glasses. Again, no cost to you, 0 cost. And then the other 2 plans, one is a full service plan. You get an exam plus $160 towards glasses or contacts. And then the premier plan is an exam plus $200 towards glasses and contacts each. So if vision is something that you think you might want or need, you have the handout and you can see what is available. It's something you already have. I think you may have to select it though, okay, during open enrollment. But there is no cost to you. That's what you currently have available now, and that's one of the 3 here. And that's why there's a red box around here, because exam core is what we call a default plan. It's where you will default if you don't select it, okay? And then these are the costs of the vision plans. Again, 0 cost for the exam core, and then for full service and premier, what they cost per month. All right, so we talked about medical plans, we talked about dental plans, we talked a bit about vision plans. So now we're going to talk about a new 2 words called premium credit. What is a premium credit? Well, that is going to be the amount of money that the conference is giving you, or the Board of Pensions, to help pay for your health insurance.
Although you will choose your HealthFlex plan, your employer helps you pay for it. Your annual conference or other UMC employer designates a premium credit to be used specifically to purchase your HealthFlex plan. Your premium credit is an annual fixed dollar amount that you receive to apply toward the monthly cost of HealthFlex plan premiums. The credit will appear when you're selecting a health plan online during annual election or when you first enroll in HealthFlex. It will reduce the total premium to the actual amount you owe, and it is applied to premiums for your medical plan, as well as any dental or vision plan you may select. To understand how the premium credit works, let's look at an example. Pastor John receives a premium credit of $700 per month, or $8,400 per year. Through HealthFlex Exchange, Pastor John selects a plan that costs $800 per month. Because Pastor John's premium costs more than the $700 monthly premium credit amount, he is responsible for paying the difference. His church will deduct the extra $100 each month from Pastor John's paycheck for his health plan premiums.
I want to begin by saying the example with Pastor John is simply that. It's an example. Westpath helped do this video and slides, and it's simply an example, okay? So what is a premium credit? Well, it's a fixed dollar amount credit from the plan sponsor to help you pay for your health insurance. You can use it for your medical and or dental and vision, and I'm going to be very transparent here. There is not one plan that you're going to select that you're going to have extra money, but you already have money deducted from your pay now for your health insurance. So that part is not going to change. What will change is how we calculate that. Currently, we take a percentage based on tier and plan and apply that to your base salary, and that is what is deducted from your paycheck, correct? That's going to go away. In 2019, what you will pay is the difference between the actual cost of the premium minus the premium credit. That difference will be deducted from your pay. So it's a little bit of a different calculation. You're going to find that there's some differences in amounts too. Again, the example with Pastor John, his monthly premium credit is $700, but the plan he selected costs $800, which means $100 comes out of his pay. Very simplistic example for how it works. So your premium credits for 2019, if you are a single, you will have $7,500 for the year for your premium credit. For a +1, you'll have $14,300 for the year. And if you are a family, you'll have $18,100 for the year.
And that's what the conference contributes?
Okay? There is still that blended rate that is the church's responsibility to pay for your health insurance. And that is because there are about 300 of you active, full-time pastors in our conference. So those churches each pay, a church or charge, $14,000 toward your health insurance. It's because we are connected. It is because we move around. So you might be a single in your church. So perhaps it doesn't cost your church $14,000 for your health insurance. But for your health insurance as a family, it costs a lot more than $14,000. So what we've done is blended the rate and spread it over the churches as evenly as we can. And I will tell you that the Board of Pensions reviews this every year. Now what will happen this year next year because we're moving to HealthFlex Exchange, we have no idea what plans you all are going to choose until after annual election. If we find that that $14,000 can be lowered for the churches, you bet we're going to do that, okay? Because we're here to make it easier for you as a pastor and your church if we can do that. And that's part of the reason why we've expanded our health insurance to give you more choices, is to help, hopefully, the church too, right? What do I pay now? And if I choose the same plan, what is it going to look like? I'm going to have a slide in a minute, but what I want to allow you to do is take that kind of off of your plate for this moment. Okay, so this is the $64,000 question right here. What's going to come out of my pay? This is one of those calculators. This is all the plan premiums. We're not talking dental and vision. We've taken that off the table for this particular slide. So it lists by tier, by plan, and the premium credit has already been applied. Let me say that one more time. The premium credit has already been applied. And these are the numbers. I know it's really small in your slide, so I apologize. We have the numbers at the conference office. If you're not sure after you leave today, or you forget or need to know, you call me or email me. But those are the numbers, yes. It is, but it's not unique to a husband and wife. If you have a participant who maybe does not have a spouse, but has a child, they could be a +1 as well. So if you have an adult child, they can be on your health insurance up until they reach the age of 26. No matter what they're doing. Yes, it used to, I know it used to be, well, if they're in college, there's no qualifier for that anymore. I don't think it matters. If they're on your insurance, they can be on there, and then through attrition, they'll just age out then. You'll notice the red bar around the C2000 plan. We talked a little bit earlier about default plans, and one of the biggest changes with HealthFlex Exchange is how we default. Default means you don't go through open enrollment. What I encourage you today, and I will continue to encourage throughout the presentation, is that you go through the open enrollment process. Should you not be able to, should you choose not to, no longer will you default to the B1000 plan as you have in the past. You will now default to the C2000 plan. And that might not be the plan for you. That's why it's very important to go through and take the time to go through open enrollment. So now we know how we're going to pay for it. We need to know more information on how we can help ourselves by saving for some of these costs.
Most plans available through HealthFlex Exchange include a health savings account or health reimbursement account. These accounts allow you to pay for out-of-pocket medical expenses with money that isn't taxed. Make sure you consider the value of these health accounts when making your medical plan choice. Let's look at HSAs and HRAs more closely. Both types of accounts allow pre-tax funding contributed by your plan sponsor. Both are intended for eligible healthcare expenses. Both allow balances to roll over and build year after year, with no limit on the amount that accrues while you are in HealthFlex. And both accounts are compatible with an optional dependent care flexible spending account, which you can elect during annual election. 3 of the HealthFlex plan choices include an HSA, and 2 plans include an HRA. The HealthFlex HSA has some important differences from the HRA. For one thing, you have the option to add your own money to the HSA account, in addition to anything that may be deposited by the plan sponsor. But the total contribution from all sources is limited to an amount defined by the IRS. The money you deposit isn't subject to taxes. Furthermore, HealthFlex HSAs can earn interest depending on investment options. HRAs don't. If you leave HealthFlex or the UMC, you take your unspent HSA balance with you. It's yours no matter what. HRAs may not be yours forever. If you leave the UMC or waive HealthFlex coverage, you have 90 days to spend any remaining HRA balance. After 90 days, your unspent HRA funds are forfeited. But if you retire from the UMC or your plan sponsor, your HRA balance remains usable until the funds are exhausted. There is also an additional account option with all plans, a flexible spending account, where you can elect to contribute additional pre-tax dollars to pay for eligible medical expenses during the year. The Health Flexible Spending Account behaves differently with HSA plans than other plans. So ask your plan sponsor for more details if you are thinking about a flexible spending account with an HSA plan. If you have eligible dependents, you can have a dependent care flexible spending account to pay for child or elder care expenses with any HealthFlex plan you choose. It works the same with all plans. The HealthFlex Exchange brochure and handouts have more details about HSAs, HRAs, and FSAs.
In your folder on the right-hand side is another handout. It says comparing HRA versus HSA versus FSA. That is for you to look through so that it will give you the plan comparisons for the savings accounts. So why would I want to do or have a health savings account or an HRA? Why would I choose a plan? Well, there's some advantages to doing that, and I alluded to that earlier. It's a way for you to save for those expenses that may occur and you don't have a savings set aside for those expenses. So who contributes to these different accounts? If we start over here with an HSA, for the 2 out of 3 plans, there is the employer. Remember that $750 with the H1500 comes with the plan. But you as an individual can choose to contribute to that plan. So the HSA, both the employer, individual, or both can contribute to the HSA. The HRA, you cannot make your own contribution. It's what comes with the plan. And then the flexible spending, that doesn't come with any plan, but can be used in conjunction with any medical plan. And that's a payroll deduction. I think some of you do that now. It's a pre-tax funds that come out that you can use to reimburse yourself for medical, dental, vision expenses. And then lastly is the dependent care. That works just a bit different. I want you to note that the HSA, HRA, and FSA funds are available, the employer portion for the HRA and HSA on January 1st. If you want to have a flexible spending, there's a minimum of $300 up to a max of $2,650, which there's still time that could possibly go up for 2019. You can carry up to $500 over for that, yes. Oh yes, that's on your WageWorks card, yes. You can roll that over, yes. We call it a use it or lose it account except for that $500, okay? All right, so why should you contribute? Again, pre-tax money, that might be something that is a benefit to you. No need to use a credit card or dip into savings. You've accumulated perhaps some savings for health expenses, especially in going into retirement. That might be something that is beneficial for you. And then we'll talk a little bit about an HSA and the triple tax advantage that it has. So Westpac put together an example for those of you that don't contribute currently to an FSA, just to bring to your attention maybe some savings, tax savings you can find. So if you have $2,500 in health care expenses and you don't choose an FSA, you're paying tax on that $2,500. But if you contribute to an FSA or an HSA, you don't pay tax on that $2,500 because it's deducted from your pay pre-tax. So what Westpac did was, based on the denominational average compensation and based on a tax bracket of 22%, using the $2,500 as an example, you could save $550 just by having a flex spending account of $2,500. The triple tax advantage of an HSA, well, again, pre-tax, so that's the first one. And then it does earn interest, so you don't have to pay any capital gains tax on that interest. And then lastly, any distributions for medical expenses from an HSA do not have taxation. So let's review the difference between an HSA and an HRA. There is no limit to either one, and both of them roll over. There is no limit. Remember, an HSA goes with you no matter what. If you terminate employment, the HSA is yours. But the HRA is not yours if you terminate, but it is if you retire from the UMC. The HSA can earn some interest, whereas the HRA cannot. And then what the IRS sets are some limits for an HSA and how you can contribute to that HSA. And to that end, what I would say is, if you are considering an HSA plan, you may want to consider talking with a tax advisor to find out what are the implications for you in that plan. Another note is eligible dependents for an HSA. So as Judy asked, she said, what is the age limit for medical? Age 26. And what happens if you have an HRA plan, you're dependent up to age 26. can have those, you can use your debit card towards any expenses that they may have. But in the HSA plan, the HSA funds can only be used for tax dependents under the age of 19 or college students up to the age of 24. So it's a little bit different should you choose an HSA plan. We talked about flex spending, but I'll go over this quickly with you. You can roll over $500 to the next plan year. If you terminate or waive your HealthFlex coverage, you can only use claims that were made up until the last day of employment. And then I believe you have a window of about 90 days to get the paperwork in for that. But for those of you who are possibly contemplating retirement, I'll use as an example next year. Say you're going to retire as of July 1 of 2019. And let's say you elected to have an FSA of $2,000 for 2019. 1/12 of that will be deducted from your pay January through June, but you don't have a paycheck July through December. That is a gift to you from the Board of Pension. That will not be deducted, but you have the full benefit of that $2,000 day one. It is yours to spend. So when you go to retire, don't take that lightly. You have the full amount of those funds available to you. You can have a flexible spending account with all of the plans. Some of you have it right now with your B1000. You can have a flexible spending account and an HRA. You can have a flexible spending account with an HSA. However, with an HSA, it might not be a good idea to have both unless you're maxing out your contribution to your HSA. And you may ask why. We're going to have a few slides later on that I hope will show you why. The IRS does regulate that HSA to say that if you have, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So you might not want to have both unless you have predictable dental and vision expenses, and I'll talk about that in the next slide. So your WageWorks card. We're going to say, as an example, that you chose a C2000 plan. So you're a single person and that plan has $1,000 on your WageWorks card. But you also decided to put $1,000 away in flex spending, so you have both. How does my card know what to use? Well, it's called a smart stacking card, and it says, well, I know that if I have an HRA and an FSA, that it's going to take from the FSA first. Why is that? It's a use it or lose it. Pretty easy to understand, okay? And the HRA, you can always roll over. Now, if you decide to have an FSA with an HSA, the IRS says now your FSA becomes limited in purpose. You may only use your flexible spending account for dental and vision reimbursement up to a certain threshold. And the IRS has determined that the threshold for a single is $1,350 and for a family $2,700. Now you may think, well, I don't understand, that doesn't make sense. Why is that a problem? Well, the reason you may not want to have both, what if you don't have dental and vision expenses of $1,350? What will happen is, if you have medical expenses, it will take from the HSA first. And that's the one that you can keep rolling forward. Oops, I'm sorry. So what happens is, once you reach that threshold of $1,350 for a single, you, the participant, has to call WageWorks and say, WageWorks, I've met my threshold. I now need you to correct my card so that my card knows I can now use my flexible spending for everything. Because again, you don't want to lose the funds in your flex spending. That's why not a lot of people do both, But here is an example if you choose to do both. Just be aware you can only use that flex spending in that case for dental and vision. That doesn't mean you have to have a dental and vision plan through us. It means against those costs. To recap, the HSA, the HRA, and the FSA. All employer contributions for the HSA and the HRA are available January 1st, and contributions to your FSA are available January 1st in full. If you contribute to your HSA, those personal contributions are not fully available because you only get a 1/12 of those as you put funds in each month.
Through HealthFlex Exchange, you'll shop for a health plan like you shop for other goods and services. By comparing options, comparing pricing, comparing features. Then, select the plan or plans that best fit your needs. Consider your budget and how you would handle your share of unplanned medical expenses. Would you rather pay more for your health benefits each month, but have a closer safety net and pay less out of pocket if you have a big expense, like an emergency room visit or hospital stay? Or do you prefer to pay less each month, knowing that you may have to save some of that money to pay a higher share of costs when you use healthcare services, or if something unexpected happens? Your decision may vary based on how many people you cover and whether your premium credit increases if you cover family members. Also, remember that if you cover family members, you can contribute more to an HSA, but you also have a higher family deductible for the HSA plans. You want to think about how regularly you or your family members see doctors or take prescriptions, and you might want to factor in potential procedures your doctor may recommend. One plan is no better or worse if you need to use frequent services, but you want to think about how much premium you'll pay each month and how much you might pay for out-of-pocket expenses for each of the plans, so you can choose the one that works best for you. So yes, there's a lot to think about when choosing a plan. That's why WestPath offers you Alex, the virtual benefits counselor. Alex will walk you through your plan options and explain how your premium credit works long before you actually have to choose a plan. Use Alex to learn more about each plan and to compare different plans side by side so you can make an informed decision when making your choice. Alex can help with your dental and vision plan choices too, and also help you estimate how much to set aside in an HSA or FSA. Find Alex on the HealthFlex WebMD website. Any information you enter is confidential. You can log in 24/7 to use Alex as often as you like. Alex walks you through plan cost scenarios based on what benefits you think you'll use next year. The out-of-pocket costs shown by Alex are just estimates and not a guarantee of pricing. WestPath's recommendation is that you pick the plan that provides the best projected overall value based on your needs and is not based solely on monthly premium amount. We recommend making notes as you walk through Alex in the How Do I Choose brochure, designed to guide you in making your choice prior to annual election. If you aren't comfortable or still have questions after reading the brochure and using Alex, you can speak with a WestPath Health Team representative during annual election for help.
So how do I choose? Well, we hope we've given you a few tools to help you decide. One of the most important pieces of information is in your folder, the How Do I Choose brochure. Please reference that. It gives summaries of deductibles, it gives summaries of copays, it gives coinsurance rather, it gives all of those summaries. But what I encourage you to do is to go to your HealthFlex WebMD account and look at the summary plan description of the plan you are looking to choose. That way you know if it meets the needs for you. The other tool that is available is Alex. He's a little character that WestPath came up with to hopefully help make your decision making a little easier. How many of you have used Alex last year? I think you'll find him a bit humorous. This is dry material, as you know, and I hope that it gives you a little bit of a smile when you use it. If I can stop for a moment and clarify a point that we talked about before, about the HRA plan. And we were talking about retirement and how do I keep that HRA. I just want to clarify that you can keep that HRA if you retire and stay with the UMC health insurance, okay? I just want to clarify that. So you go to your HealthFlex WebMD account, you log on to westpath.org, go to the HealthFlex WebMD button and log on. If you've never logged on before, you can register. If you don't know how to register, well, on the video, they showed you the best phone number that you can call at WestPath. And that number is 1-800-851-2201. That number again, 1-800-851-2201. Option 2 and then 0 gets you to our superb health team at WestPath. They are patient, they are knowledgeable, and they are helpful. Alex, the benefits counselor, is available now. If you go on to Alex, the Susquehanna Conference's premium credits are already loaded in there, so you can go in and kind of fool around and see what you would like to choose. If Michelle Bodel was here today, she would tell you her quick story. She was sure she knew the plan that was best for her. And then she went through the Alex decision-making tool. And what she found was a plan she hadn't even considered. And it was actually the plan that she's going to choose. Now, if Alex comes up with a plan, do you have to choose that plan? Absolutely not. It's a suggestion, okay? But using Alex does not mean you have enrolled. It's a decision-making tool, so you must go through the enrollment and approve and confirm your decisions. Alex will crunch numbers. Alex will do side-by-side comparisons for you. Alex will also estimate those out-of-pocket expenses you may have and make suggestions for choosing a flex spending account or choosing an HRA plan or an HSA plan. Alex will review how your plan works anytime, and I think that's an important and valuable tool. If you are a detail-oriented person, and if I haven't given you enough paper today and you want to have more, your WebMD account, you have access to all of it. FAQs, details of plans. If you are that person and you want that information, it is there. If you can't find it, what are you going to do? You're going to call the health team and they're going to guide you so that you can locate the documents that you need.
During annual election, you'll enroll in a HealthFlex plan online through the HealthFlex WebMD website. Log in to reach your personalized WebMD homepage. From here, you can still access Alex Benefits Counselor if you haven't already, or if you want to take another look. To make your elections, click on HealthFlex Plan Benefits, or the annual election link to begin your elections. The preferences you selected with Alex don't automatically translate into your elections. So make sure you take this step. Once you have compared monthly premium costs, expected out-of-pocket costs, and reimbursement saving account values, make your choice. While online, you'll first see the medical and pharmacy plan options and the full cost of plan premiums and how the cost is offset by your premium credit. Once you enter the plan you choose, the price you will pay per month will be shown. Remember, your annual conference or employer will fund a fixed dollar premium credit that helps offset your cost for plan premiums. Once you select a plan, your premium credit amount from the conference or employer is applied to your plan purchase. If your premium credit doesn't cover the full cost of your plan, you'll see the extra contribution you owe, which will need to be withheld from your pay. View your dental and vision plan options and prices, then make your selections. You must cover the same people for dental and vision benefits that you cover for medical and pharmacy. Your premium credit can help pay for dental and vision premiums too. If you'd like to contribute to a flexible spending account or health savings account for next year, annual election is also the time to make those elections. After you pick your HealthFlex plan, you will see prompts for optional FSA elections. And if you select an HSA plan, you will also see a prompt for optional pre-tax contributions to your HSA. For the HSA election, be sure to accept the HSA terms and conditions when prompted. Approve your selections and print a copy for your records before you sign out. Review the brochure and other materials provided by your plan sponsor and WestPath if you'd like more details about HealthFlex Exchange. HealthFlex Exchange is designed to give you more plan choices, more flexibility to select the plan that fits your needs, and more control over how much you want to pay for a health plan, balanced with risk. With the broad provider networks, high-quality wellness programs, and numerous resources that have always been a part of HealthFlex.
Annual election begins October 31st and runs through November the 15th. The brochures that I have given you assume that you have taken the health quotient. Those deductibles reflect that you have taken the health quotient. Remember, during annual election, you must, if you don't make your elections, then you're going to default. So you must do that step. Don't just go through Alex. Alex suggests a plan and you think you're going to go with that. You still have to go through the process. If you don't make an election during annual election, you'll be automatically enrolled in the C2000 plan for medical, no dental, and the exam core for your vision. You also will have no flexible spending or the opportunity to select an HSA plan. I'm going to reiterate it again. If you don't go through annual election, you're going to default to the CDHP, Consumer Driven Health Plan C2000, also sometimes called the CDHP Gold Plan. So review what you've selected, approve and confirm. What we would like you to do is print that out. Keep a record for yourself as to what you've selected. On the left side of your folder, you'll see a health insurance premium salary reduction form that you've had in the past. You want to give that information to your treasurer. You can also contact the Open Enrollment Support Center in Business Solver, and there's the phone number. They can give you medical plan information if you need it, and they can give you health account information. Their number is 1-844-688-1375, and please note they are in Illinois, so they are Central Time. They are an hour behind us. A quick timeline of how everything's going to happen between now and January. You should have received a mailing from WestPath already about HealthFlex Exchange. We're in September, Alex is available, and now you've had a workshop. For October, you'll still get a few more communications from WestPath, probably a few reminders from me, but annual election begins October 31st and runs through November the 15th. In December, you can expect to get your debit cards. And then in January, your benefits are live. Remember, if you select a dental or vision plan, you will not receive a card in the mail. It's up to you to go online and print those off, and the health team can assist you if you have trouble getting those. A word about wellness. Part of our presentation originally was to have about 12 slides on wellness, but we figured that this is a lot of information for you to digest now, and about this time you're ready to go. So what we're going to do, Teresa and I are going to put together a webinar and have it available on the conference website for you to view at your leisure concerning well-being, because it's an important aspect of your health care and health insurance. To that end, WestPath has decided to combine the dates for Blueprint for Wellness and Health Quotient beginning next year. No longer will they be separate. They will both begin January 1st and run through July 31st, and you'll get information on that in the mail. And then once July 31st comes, you're done. You don't have to worry about it. We are recording today's session here at Paxton, and this will be made available, we hope, by the mid-October, so before annual elections. So if you want to review the information again, you're welcome to do so. We will also make available all of the handouts that you were given today. In case you lose something or misplace it, you can go onto the conference website and find it. I will send you an email to let you know when that's available, so you will be getting quite a few bits of communication from me in the next several months. The key points to come away with today. Please review each plan. We would like you to determine the plan that is best for you, because at the end of the day, we as a board care about your health because we want to care for you. Use the Alex tool to help you make those selections, but remember, choices in Alex do not translate into an actual election. Open enrollment October 31 through November 15th. And remember to take your health quotient by September the 30th so that you avoid that increase in deductible. And lastly, if you don't go through open enrollment, you'll default to the C2000 plan. I know this was a lot of information. I do appreciate you taking your valuable time to come here and listen to this.